so much.
Thank you.
Brian, let me know if you need anything else.
I'll be in touch.
Any other visitors this evening? All right. The reports. I want to ask for a moment of silence for Tracy Dunkel. Tracy was a employee with the city of Mount Carmel since 2005. She was the director of our senior center, and she passed last Sunday, and she will be missed. So, silence for her. As far as the senior center, we are moving forward with everything between myself, Commissioner Eichmeyer, and Ryan, trying to make up for the great loss of Tracy. So anyway, her services will be this coming Friday. Fantastic Fourth. It was a interesting week. A lot of stuff that we had planned got canceled because of the weather. But the one thing that was a shining star in the whole schedule of events was Touch a Truck with Shop with a Cop, Shop with a Firefighter. I want to thank Roger Pierce, Mark Seaton, Mike McWilliams, Commissioner Zimmerman, Francis Beth. Who else am I missing? Anyway.
You.
Yeah, me. But anyway.
Rod.
Oh, Rod, that's right. Anyway, it was a team effort, all hands on board. I believe we had 67 different vehicles there. A couple didn't show because of the rain that morning, but it turned out to be a wonderful event, and I think Chief Williams will give a little bit more on that later, along with Chief Speth, but appreciate all the firefighters and the police officers and everybody else was out there with the event going on, so it was nice. Saturday night storms. I know we had storms prior to that, but Saturday night storm, the straight line winds, we're still cleaning up. Commissioner Zimmerman will probably cover that in a minute, but I do want to thank the police, fire, public works, WEMA, and public utility. One thing that we all learned after May of last year's tornado was communication's very effective, and we, with having the radios that we have here at Public Works now, we can communicate with police, fire, WEMA, list goes on and on. We can listen to public utility on their channels, seeing what's going on, but the communication was wonderful, especially with WEMA. I can't say enough. With the WEMA crew, Mark Majors and that group, they continue to want to work with us. Anything from Rotary Corn Day to, they were out Saturday night with the storms, and those guys were out there on Sunday directing traffic at Corn Day. So much appreciated. And we donated them a retired squad back last fall, and that car was out in force. So that was just a nice little investment from the city of Mount Carmel to WEMA for their equipment, and it was there for us when we needed it. So anyways, and thank you, David James from Public Utility, all your crew. It's not a light task. I think on WSJD the other day I talked about, I have property in other counties that, Ameren services and stuff, and not knocking them a bit, but their reaction time is nothing compared to your Mount Carmel Public Utilities response time. It's much appreciated, and, I know you can never get it on fast enough for the community, but to get it on as fast as you did, as safe as you did, and bringing the other crews in, makes you guys, again, a true community partner with the city of Mount Carmel. Thank you.
We appreciate that, Mayor.
Next on my list, it's also on the agenda, talk about the Republic Service Contract Extension. They have came to me and asked that if we want to keep it at year 5 rates, we need to basically give them a letter of intent to extend that service contract. To give you some ideas, I know Commissioner Eichmeyer and myself talked earlier that if it goes out to bid, it's a guarantee it's going to increase, and it's going to increase a lot. Their contract, just to give you an idea, with Godfrey, Illinois, went from $26 per month to $33 per month back in May. So it was quite the increase. And from the research I did with other communities that saw, that went to bid, saw a 13 to 24% increase. We're looking at year 5 is 40 cents from where we're at now. And so I just need guidance from you guys. So me and Mr. Turner can work on the letter to draft it to send to Republic Services on how many years we want to extend it at the current 5th year rate, which starts August 1st.
Pretty much a no-brainer, isn't it?
Well,
Do we get, I mean, is there a number of terms that we typically do? Would it be another 5 years? Is that something that we can do, or is it
he
more
told
like
me
a-
that we can go up to the max term of the current contract, which is 5 years.
Okay.
So, not do anything, put it out to bid and get a guarantee increase for our community, or do 1 through 5 years at the current 5th year rate that's getting ready to be started on this first.
So there'll be no increases during the 5 years?
No increases. For what he has told me, and it's us requesting.
Yeah,
So there definitely would be no increases?
we have to draft the letter, so we'll be the ones putting the stipulation in.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's how we
Okay.
would put it in.
We're-
Okay.
We're addressing them to continue the contract as it is currently. By doing that, we're locking in on that 5th year price.
Now, if they deny that, then we bring it back to the council for.
Right.
That's what we're doing, it's just drafting.
I would make a motion to do that at 5 years.
Okay, do I have a second? You got a second? Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks,
Definitely.
Commissioner Eichmeyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Nutter,
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Yes.
I think definitely it's a great move for us to do this for our community, so. All right. Commissioner Metter.
Not much to report. Obviously, what's been going on the last week here has kept us pretty busy. A lot of brush out there, a lot of trees, a lot of just debris. All hands on deck, all departments were involved, so, end of report.
Thank you. I was out with your crews on Monday, so they have been working very diligent on getting everything. What are we looking at, another, 30-day cleanup? Probably.
Every bit of it. 2 weeks before we'll even think about getting on any brush routes at
Yeah.
least.
But it's much appreciated, the city employees, what they've done this last week and a half. Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Thank you, Mayor. As you noted earlier, just condolences to Tracy Dunkel's family for her loss there, for the senior citizens and her family, more importantly. Also wanted to note and thank the mayor and Dave Easter for the fish fry they did, the senior citizens prior to the 4th of July. I think we served around 275 meals. I got there late due to a work issue and only was there to watch them finish up, but they did a really nice job and heard the fish was excellent.
It was. I had some.
So, on that side, on the general fund, we've receipts of a little over 127,000 the last 2 weeks, and expenditures at 215,000, mostly replacement tax and some miscellaneous items, leaving us at $3,351,000 in the general fund, and we've collected approximately 20% of our year-to-date budget on revenue, and we're pretty much that far along in our fiscal year, so we're right on target. End of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Eichmeyer. Commissioner Meeks.
I'll just go with Commissioner Metter, general stuff that our guys do, but most of our time was spent assisting everybody else in picking up brush and cutting trees and whatever else in my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Meeks. Commissioner Zimmerman.
I'm going to just reiterate what everybody else has said. The guys have done a wonderful job of going around. They are still picking up the sticks. They're still picking up the trees. Like Mr. Gidcombe said, it'll be at least 2 weeks before they get back on a brush route. So just keep in mind that, please continue to put it out by the street, but if you would like it picked up earlier than that, The brush harbor is open. We have gone back to our normal hours on that, so the Friday, Saturday, Monday, so please feel free to take your brush down there to help the guys out a little bit because there are such large piles still that are out there. Again, as Mayor has said in the past, make sure that it is free of any other additional debris so that the chipper truck does not go down. I just want to commend those guys for, again, helping out, doing everything. It's really a work in progress. Another thing to keep in mind is that, yes, if you would like to burn your brush, it has to be in your fire pit. It is not just throw it in a big burn pile and go at it. So keep that in mind that there is still no burning within the city limits. Our fire department has been really busy too, in addition to helping out with the tornado damage, or not tornado damage, but with the windstorm, that they also participated in several community events, just as the police department has, the touch a truck, the parade, they had the display of the large flag at 4th Street, and then they were also on standby for the fireworks. Luckily, nothing actually happened, so, but it's always good to have them on standby. End of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Zimmerman. Mr. Turner.
I have a short report about the park. First, this weekend, there's gonna be a pickleball tournament with food trucks Saturday and Sunday, so be mindful out there as you drive with some common sense, please. Also, on Wednesday, we'll have the chip and seal the parking lot, so we'll have it shut down. Kitty Land, we know the Kitty Land's not done yet. The park's just starting to end, and right now, even if we did have the parks, this storm takes priority. So we're well aware of it, and we're working on continuing our mission out of the park. It's just gonna be a little bit, so, end of report.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Mr. McCullough.
Mayor, I don't have anything significant to report on this meeting.
Pennington is not here. Chief McWilliams.
Everybody did a great job with the storm. No, touch a truck. Everybody's like, what's touch truck? Everybody knows now what touch truck is.
Yep.
It's everybody, it's a community event. Everybody comes out, shows what they have. And the amount of feedback that each one of us have undoubtedly received. We had adults that were just as excited as the kids were, that were just as active, and just to get everybody together, and this was kind of a short notice deal, and to get this much involvement on such a short notice was just remarkable. And then, you know, in all honesty, I think we walked away with well over $7,000 when it was all said and done.
Yep.
That was a what we have 4-hour event. And we had some donations come in afterward that didn't come in initially, but the community response was just outstanding. And once again, Wabash County shows why they are at the top of the list of being, what are we, the most gracious?
Generous,
whatever,
donating
the
community.
perfect example. And all this money goes to the kids, so what more can you ask for? And a lot of communities outside of Wabash County came, Indiana and other entities in Illinois, and they loved it as much that they said, yeah, we'll come back. So I think if we continue to do this, which I think we will, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. No issues on the fireworks from a police standpoint, but as far as the storm went, I think that our response was much more, it was more widespread, but I felt like the city and the community's response was much more efficient.
Yeah.
You know, with the addition of the radios, you know, Mr. James and I have spoke a couple different times on getting him on our frequency when things happen. He actually switched over to our frequency so he could kind of monitor us. The fire guys, they transitioned to a different frequency to kind of keep the 911 frequency open. Everybody went out to different avenues to get the roads opened up for emergency purposes. City guys were awesome. If we needed something moved, they were there. PU guys, hey, we don't know if this wire's down. They were right on top of getting there to make sure it was safe so we could get the road clear. I mean, and the street crews, I mean, you could tell a drastic difference in one day's time how much work those guys did. I mean, just absolutely remarkable with the amount of damage, my street included, was just total chaos, and it's 10 times better now. But just very proud of what all we accomplished over that 24-hour period. But that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Chief McCoy. Chief Speth.
Like for Touch Truck, I think Rod deserves big credit with his grills and all the cooking and stuff. And the weather was beautiful. That rain that morning kept most cloud cover that morning and made it nice, so.
I think we all still ended up with sunburns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the back of my neck,
Yeah.
after all the smoke that I inhaled over the 4 hours. So, I think the storm damage, we did a pretty good job communicating the best we can. We did cut up a lot of trees and open up all streets pretty fast. And nobody got hurt, that's the biggest thing, so. Other than that, that's all, end of my report, Mayor.
Okay, so I'll follow up with one more thing to the public. When we have a storm like this, I know Chief McWilliams, Chief Speth, Mr. James, for Public Utility, stay home. We do not need, I call them looky-loos, I don't know where I got that at, but
Right there.
right there,
Right there.
it's Mr. Gitcom's conversation,
Yeah.
his little, we don't need sightseers. In that type of situation, you have our crews, Public Utility, they're not in the position to need to look for oncoming traffic. You know, they're trying to get live power lines taken care of. We're trying to get streets cleared. We had an incident on 4th Street where an ambulance needed to get to down to 4th and Division, but they couldn't because there was a stream of people driving around wanting to see the debris and the trees down. You see one tree down, you see it all. Yeah, you might have saw a tree or two on a house or a trailer or a car or something. People will take pictures, they will put it on Facebook. Please, stay home, let us do our job safely. We had flooding on Market Street by Willie's, had a car stalled out, it was barricaded, had a guy in a big Dodge Ram decide he did not want to stop when our crews were in there. That is a huge safety issue for our crews. He went around the barricade, honked his horn, said some expletives to our employees, and away he went. That, you know, uncalled for, not right. So please, you see barricades, you see yellow strobes, stay away from them. Because you do not know who it is or what you can get yourself into. We want our crews safe and we want our community members safe, but it's a partnership between both entities. So please, stay home. All right, I'm off my soapbox, Mr. Gitcom.
All right, I wanted to thank WEMA again.
Yeah.
I called them short notice on Saturday. They barricaded off 3rd Street. In 6 hours, my guys cleared off 3rd Street.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can't brag on everybody from all the entities, including my Public Works guys that really have jumped in there and put in a lot of hours to try to clear the streets. So, end of my report.
All right, on to new business. I think I got everybody that.
Yeah.
Consent agenda. Paying all bills with proper signatures. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Nutter?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
All right, we don't have any old business, no executive session. Anything else that we need to discuss this evening? Everybody good? I will take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.